Psalm 56. To the choirmaster, according to the dove on far-off terebinths, a miktam of David, when the Philistines seized him in Gath. Be gracious to me, O God, for man tramples on me. All day long an attacker oppresses me. My enemies trample on me all day long, for many attack me proudly. When I am afraid, I put my trust in you, in God whose word I praise. In God I trust. I shall not be afraid. What can flesh do to me? All day long they injure my cause. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They stir up strife. They lurk. They watch my steps as they have waited for my life. For their crime will they escape? In wrath, cast down the peoples, O God. You have kept count of my tossings. Put my tears in your bottle. Are they not in your book? Then my enemies will turn back in the day when I call. This I know, that God is for me. In God, whose word I praise, in the Lord, whose word I praise, in God I trust. I shall not be afraid. What can man do to me? I must perform my vows to you, O God. I will render thank offerings to you, for you have delivered my soul from death, yes, my feet from failing, that I may walk before God in the light of life. I remember the first time I was reading through the Treasury of David about Psalm 56, verse 8, I came across a new word. I shared it with some of my friends. The word is lacrimatory. Lacrimatory. Let's see what this word means. This is John Gadsby in 1860, and he writes this about verse 8. Among other things in the collection of Mr. Abbott of Cairo, he had a lacrimatory, or a tear bottle. It's a thing. A tear bottle, which had been found in a tomb at Thebes. This interested me very much. The custom in old times was, when a person was ill or in great distress, for his friends to go see him and take with them a lacrimatory, a tear bottle. Then, as the tears rolled down the cheeks of the sufferer, they were caught in these bottles, sealed up, and preserved as a memorial of the event. That is what David referred to in Psalm 56:8. Put my tears into your bottle. It implies much more than it first suggests itself, and much more than he could attempt to write. That is, that Gadsby could write. For instance, it is as if David had said, visit me and behold my tears. Visit me with your salvation. For without that kind of visit, there would be no bottling of his tears. I was thinking about this psalm, and particularly about this verse and about the lacrimatory. And I was thinking about the news that we see of people that are being infected by this virus and having to die alone. What a tragedy for people to not have a friend or family member, maybe not to gather their tears in a bottle, but to wipe the tear away from their face, to comfort them, hold their hand, as I've seen so many do as their family members pass away. But this psalm brings comfort to me to know that even when we are alone, God counts and wipes away every tear from our eyes. He has a collection of lacrimatories, so to speak, and he knows our tears and our sorrows, even when we cry alone, even when we are in our distress by ourselves. We trust in God. We put our hope in God alone. Notice the thankfulness of the psalmist. I will render my thank offerings to you. And he commemorates what God has done. You've delivered my soul from death. And he puts faith and confidence that he will walk before God, and a future hope of glory, that he will walk before him in life, that his soul will be delivered from death. And so even in the sadness of a psalm like this, I think that verses 12 and 13 bring us the hope of the resurrection, the hope of what it means to be a believer in Christ, to know that one day we will be glorified just like Jesus rose from the dead. We have been raised to new life with him, and our life is hidden, as Colossians says, with Christ in God. And when Christ appears, our resurrected life will appear with him in glory. And so we're going to sing this song today. Christ the Lord is risen today.